IBF mandatory challenger for the heavyweight title, Kubrat Pulev from Bulgaria. He got no love for the man Dillian Whyte, and he got some harsh words for the man Dillian Whyte. You know what I'm saying? Dillian Whyte is a WBC mandatory challenger for the heavyweight title from England, and the man Kubrat Pulev, he's due for a big fight versus the man Anthony Joshua as soon as boxing resumes. You know what I mean? And he got some harsh words for the man Dillian Whyte. He said, quote, Dillian Whyte is the biggest coward in the entire heavyweight division. He's a disgrace to boxing. He had three chances to fight for world titles and rejected them all. One of them was against me for an IBF mandatory spot, which Hughie Fury eventually took. And why does he want a match with Anthony Joshua now when he had the golden opportunity to fight him last May in Joshua's last voluntary defense and turned it down? They share the same promoter. End quote. Truth and rights. Kubra Pulev ain't lying, and that's actually the truth of the matter. You know what I mean? And Pulev also continued to say that Whyte and Tyson Fury have the biggest mouths in boxing, and the only difference between the two is he thinks that Tyson Fury actually has some balls. So, and Pulev said that once he takes care of business against Anthony Joshua, he'll gladly fight either fighter. Yes, indeed. So that was a words from Kubrat Pulev, and he's absolutely right. The man Dillian Whyte, he was even offered the fight versus Anthony Joshua when Jarrell Big Baby Miller popped dirty for steroids. Dillian Whyte turned the fight down for the same amount of money or the same kind of payday that Jarrell Miller would have gotten, a cool $6 million. You know what I mean? Dillian Whyte declined the fight, but then in that instance, I don't blame the guy because at the end of the day, as far as the negotiations were concerned, if there was a rematch clause, if Dillian Whyte did happen to beat Anthony Joshua if he took that fight, then in the rematch, Dillian Whyte would have wanted the higher percentage of the purse split, the lion's share. But Anthony Joshua's team wasn't budging, and they was under the impression that if Joshua does lose the first fight, if they go into the rematch, then Joshua still gets paid more than the eventual new champion who would have been Dillian Whyte. So Dillian Whyte didn't take that fight, and I can't blame him on that. Like I said previously, you know what I mean? Not all money is good money, you know what I'm saying? It might have been his biggest payday for sure, you know? But the integral pieces in that contract that you gotta make sure are also in your favor, you know what I mean? Not necessarily having to sell your soul. Although it's an opportunity for the heavyweight title, you know what I mean? But if you're not comfortable with negotiations, don't sign anything that you're not comfortable with. But as far as him not taking the mandatory shot versus the man Kubra Pulev, that's 100% the truth, you know what I mean? I couldn't understand why the man Dillian Whyte wouldn't take that mandatory fight, that eliminator fight versus the man Kubra Pulev. To me, at the whole time, I looked at it like Eddie Hearn is probably advising Dillian Whyte, forget about Kubra Pulev. You're the mandatory or the number one contender at the time. Let me rephrase that. He was the number one contender for the WBC heavyweight title at the time, held by the man Deontay Wilder. And that's what he was more keen on doing, you know what I mean? To me, it looked like the man Eddie Hearn was really trying to get his heavyweight uh, shot at the heavyweight title. So if he does happen to beat the man Deontay Wilder, then he'd have a heavyweight stable of champions in for Matchroom. You know what I mean? And possibly could make undisputed fight with between Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte. You know what I'm saying? But it's like this, right? Dillian Whyte, where does it matter where the title opportunity's coming from? Or maybe he's looking at it. Kubrat Pulev is a high risk, low reward type of fighter. You fight the man, and possibly you'd have to go to Germany or Bulgaria to fight him. If you lose, there goes your opportunity at the IBF, gone out the window, and so does your number one contender spot with the WBC gone out the window. So that's probably why the man didn't take the fight. But look at him now, still crying for a world title opportunity. You know what I mean? If he actually believed in himself, if he thought he could beat Anthony Joshua or Kubrat Pulev, that was the quickest route for him to get an opportunity at a world title. Fuck even going through mandatories and all them eliminators. Eddie Hearn could make that fight immediately between Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua. He could make that right now. He could make that next for these guys. Forget going through all these title eliminators fighting XYZ, blase, blase, blah, blah, blah. Nah, he could make that fight immediately. The only thing is, are they going to pay Dillian Whyte what he's really supposed to earn? Possibly not. That's why that fight ain't happened. You know what I mean? But let me tell you like this, right? From what I've gathered from a pattern I've seen from these Anthony Joshua fans and Dillian Whyte fans on these YouTube streets, right? Because in real life, people are not this egregious or annoying or dumb or be trolling, you know what I'm saying? In real life, you know what I mean? But on this internet shit, anybody could say what they want, and that's a sad thing. But at the end of the day, even people who be in the comment section with with no picture in their profile, just an egg face profile, you know what I'm saying? Think they can come trolling, man, and things like that. Fellas don't even got the heart, man. Come on the YouTube streets. I'll send you a link so I can frame brawl you, you know what I mean? Put you on the hibachi and barbecue your ass, you know what I'm saying? Or better yet, they don't even have a channel, but then they have the nerve to come on my YouTube or to the comment sections and try to tell me anything. That's what you're not gonna do. We could agree to disagree, no question, but you ain't gonna insult, man. But at the end of the day, it's like this from the evidence I've gathered from these Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua fanatics, right? Especially from the UK, because don't nobody really give a fuck about Dillian Whyte here in the United States, and that's just the truth. Only guys who give a fuck about Dillian Whyte in USA is people who despise Deontay Wilder. That's the truth of the matter. If I'm lying, I'm flying. If you don't believe it, that's on you, right? So they love Dillian Whyte when it comes to dissing Wilder, calling Wilder a crackhead, said Wilder ain't giving me my opportunity in 600 plus days, etc. He ducking me, whatever, blah, 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 right? They be cheering for the man, Dillian Whyte, waving their pom-poms. Yeah, go Dillian Whyte, body snatcher. You're the man, right? But when he comes to talking shit about AJ, because he really don't fuck with that dude like that. Only time that he likes the man Anthony Joshua is if when they have a common ground or common bond when it comes to talking about or being infatuated with Deontay Wilder. You know, Deontay Wilder been living in both of them guys' fellas' heads rent free for since like 2016, and that's the truth of the matter, right? So when it comes to Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua, ooh, look how the tables turn. Yo, look how the tables turn. They ain't got love for Dillian Whyte. Guess what they do? They love to bring up only when it's convenient when it comes to when Dillian Whyte is on Anthony Joshua's ass or telling Eddie Hearn, I know Anthony Joshua's your boy, you look out for him more, etc. Guess what they do? They pull that oh, Anthony Joshua, you had the opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua when Big Baby popped dirty for steroids. You ain't take the fight. So they try to clown him on that, you know what I'm saying? And also in this situation, like Kubrat Pulev just stated, the quotes that I read about him not taking that mandatory and letting Huey Fury get that IBF title eliminator shot versus Kubrat Pulev. They love to bring that up too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now all of a sudden the tables turn and they tone of how affectionate they were for Dillian Whyte is all thrown out the window. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I know these people are fake. You know what I mean? Even here in the United States, the few, and that nobody in real life likes Dillian White or even cares about him. But on these YouTube streets, people got a quota to meet, you know what I'm saying? They gotta meet satisfy their fan bases, you know what I mean? Me personally, I don't look at anybody who's subscribed to B Marsh Boxing. I don't got no fan base. I don't even say my subscribers, you know what I'm saying? I give thanks for everybody who comes through. I'm sure there's a lot of people who come through watch my videos who are not even subscribed. They come in this joint eavesdropping, you know what I'm saying? You check it. So I don't gotta please nobody. I just come and spit the real, the truth. You know what I mean? I got no. I'm not here to make anybody feel cozy and comfortable inside. If you feel uncomfortable from anything that I've said, which is the truth, hey man, I can't do nothing for you, man. Like Flavor Flav from PE says, you know what I mean? But that's the truth of the matter. When it comes to Dillian White, they selective on when they love the guy. You know what I'm saying? You check it. You know, they selective about when they want to cheer for the man. You know what I mean? You check it, you know. The man has been involved in steroids. I'm saying shit, man. If that Jimenez chick who beat Franchon Cruz while she was on steroids, Dillian White is in the same boat as him. I don't care what nobody says. Yeah, the WBC exonerated that Jimenez chick. Same way they did for the man Dillian White when he had got popped dirty for steroids from the British Boxing Board of Control. You know what I mean? So, or UCAD, excuse me, UCAD. Now, that's just the truth of the matter. But you know, some people try to be in denial. Yeah, and it came back to bite them in the ass. You know what I mean? Because the facts are the facts. You check it, and don't let nobody speak for you. Go ahead, do your own research before you let somebody jump out there and stick their neck out for you talking about, oh, Dillian White wasn't on no damn steroids and shit like that. The truth of the matter is, Dillian White, if Kubrat Pulev thinks this guy's a disgrace to boxing, that's his opinion. I'd have loved to see them fighting, but at the end of the day, Dillian White, I don't know what to say about the guy. You know what I mean? You know, people try to say now they're trying to big up the man Hellenius because he beat Adam Kalinacki. That's the thing. I mean, you know, these people on these YouTube streets they try to act like oh Adam Kalinacki was. I guess they probably was high on Kalinacki or thought he's gonna be a major player in boxing. Anybody can see how this guy fights. It's only a matter of time till he gets knocked out or gets stopped or gets his first loss. Man, look, I got nothing against Kalinacki. You know, Kalinacki, I actually like the guy as far as being a Polish fighter, filling up the Barclays Center with the Polish fans, being a guy from based out in Brooklyn. The guy ain't do nothing wrong in my to me in my eyes. If he didn't take a Anthony Joshua fight, the biggest fight of his career, hey man, maybe the guy just wasn't ready. You know, some people, you know, just like at Deontay Wilder, when Deontay Wilder, they try to say he ducked Klitschko. Look, man, if you asked 100 people back between 2015, January of 2015 when Wilder got his title, and November of 2015 when Vladimir Klitschko lost his title, if you asked anybody on planet Earth who knows boxing, if Deontay Wilder took that unification immediately versus Vlad, he was gonna lose. He wasn't ready. There's no shame in that. This is boxing. You know, some people are just not ready for their opponent, and they gotta beat a couple guys, get their confidence up, and then they might fight the guy eventually. You know what I'm saying? You check it. So Adam Kawanaki maybe wasn't ready for Anthony Joshua. You know, Anthony Joshua was undefeated. You check it. So he probably wanted to refine his skills, keep fighting guys. And then maybe when he's ready, the guy didn't even have 20 fights under his belt. So a lot of people are dissing the man Kawanaki only because he's with PBC. It's ridiculous. Maybe these guys were high on the guy Kawanaki. They thought Kawanaki was going to be a major player in boxing. I absolutely didn't see it at all. No, not at all. Hellenius beat him. Hellenius is a guy who's look, man. 2010, 2011, them times. Them fellas was on the same levels as guys like Wilder. As far as I remember, Emmanuel Stewart talking about the heavyweights, that who he thinks will be the future heavyweights. He said Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder will be the best heavyweights in the future. And then he dismissed David Price and Hellenius. He said he just doesn't see it in them, you know. And Hellenius, man, is a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Look, I never thought it was that high on Hellenius, but he does have a skill set, and he's a big dude. You know what I mean? He's had his mental capitulations here and there. You know what I'm saying? I thought he got a gift decision versus Chisora. That was a long time ago, but that's neither here nor there. He got the victory. It's heavyweight boxing. You know what I mean? Is it an upset over Kawanaki? Maybe on the betting odds. I'm not sure what the odds were, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Kawanaki lost. Helenia seized his opportunity. But you know, the fact of the matter is people are trying to rate Dillian White's victory over Hellenius like, wow, look, man, this guy beat so Dillian White must be great. Man, it don't work like that, man. Dillian White was supposed to beat Hellenius, end of story, period. Or like they say in other parts of the world, in England and stuff, full stop, period. He was supposed to beat that man, and he did. You don't get no extra brownie points for beating Hellenius. You know what I'm saying? So Dillian White, man, we'll see what the future holds for him. You know what I mean? Well, who was he supposed to fight next? Uh, Povetkin. Yeah, Povetkin. He was supposed to fight Povetkin. I remember, Dillian White, had an opportunity to fight the man, Luis Ortiz, for mandatory, to be the mandatory in a WBC title eliminator for the heavyweight title. He had an opportunity to fight Luis Ortiz, and he declined it. Talking about Luis Ortiz is old. If he's old, then how is Povetkin young? Last I checked, Povetkin's over 40. These guys be talking some nut ass shit. Probably that's why is calling him a disgrace to boxing. Do I think it's a disgrace to boxing? In my opinion, that matters absolutely none. Kubrat Pulev's opinion matters because he could actually do something about it. And Dillian White. If he thinks he's a disgrace to boxing, then let's see him fight. But Kubrat Pulev ain't gonna risk his IBF Mando spot for no Dillian White. You know what I mean? He's due for a big title shot versus Anthony Joshua, and he's staying firm on it, and he ain't taking no step aside money for Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua to fight. Why the hell would he? What'd he do? All he did was earn his mandatory shot. He's been waiting for a while. Be Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. Thanks for everybody hitting the thumbs up. Salute to you, and I'm gone. Peace.